I'm Emily here in Grand Island, where there's a renewed push for expanding passenger rail across the state. Trains are once again a topic of discussion in Grand Island, but this time it's to push for an expanded passenger rail system. State Senator Margo Juarez is touring the state, hosting a series of town halls to advocate for legislature promoting passenger rail. Juarez says based on her experiences, more public transportation is a must.
I'm frustrated with the lack of progress that the state has made. And the focus is always on roads. We're so car-centric in this state, and I think that it would be better to have some options.
Juarez is working on Legislative Resolution 203, which would propose an interim study on rail infrastructure in the state. Juarez says a proper rail planning study for the state is the first step, noting a study has not been done in nearly 20 years. Juarez has high hopes for the future of passenger rail, envisioning a future with safer, cheaper, and more convenient transportation options.
I even have this dream of possibly attracting even more future talent to serve in the legislature like myself. If people realize that they can have easier transportation to Lincoln instead of driving all the time.
Many interested residents came to ask questions about Juarez's plans and her partnerships with groups like Pro-Rail Nebraska. Carlos Ceravan, executive director of the Nebraska Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired, says he is invested in the idea of more commuter trains.
Transportation is one of the main issues we discussed that is not accessible for people with disabilities. In the case of the blind, it's obvious that we don't drive. People want to commute all over Nebraska, and having a train that will help us a lot.
According to the Rail Passengers Association, 1.6 million people in rural communities have no car or access to public transportation, and 1,200 counties in the U.S. have no access to public transportation. Ceravan says public transport can benefit the physically disabled, elderly, or even people anxious about driving.
I plan to come to the legislators and testify. Like I say, I'm not only talking for myself, but for many blind people who I know. This is a passion for us, transportation.
Previously, legislation proposing rail studies have failed, though Juarez hopes that hosting the town halls and getting feedback gives her proposal a better chance. While many of the logistics of passenger rail are for further down the line, many are still dreaming of the possibilities of a more connected Nebraska.
I see myself coming from Lincoln to Grand Island, getting off, and getting an autonomous vehicle, going to the hotel, same thing backwards. So I think that will be the future.
Emily, NTV News, Grand Island.